Hi there. If you're over 60, this video could truly make a difference in how you feel each day. Today, we're diving into something that's become a daily habit for millions of older adults: supplements. But what if I told you that some of the most popular supplements seniors trust are quietly doing more harm than good? Every 7 seconds, a senior suffers a fall. And in many cases, it's due to weak muscles or unstable joints. But here's the twist: certain supplements that claim to help may actually worsen the problem. According to a Harvard review, for common supplements, taken regularly by adults over 60, have been linked to things like muscle loss, bone weakness, and even cardiovascular stress, especially for those with aging kidneys. And get this, over 73% of people over 60 take at least one supplement daily. But the vast majority have no idea which ones are draining their strength, slowly, silently, and consistently. Some of these so-called health boosters have even been linked to things like joint breakdown, blood sugar issues, chronic inflammation, and even calcium loss from bones. So in this video, we're going to break it all down. The 4 worst supplements that older adults should never touch, and the 4 best ones you should take daily to support your joints, muscles, and energy. We'll go in order, from the least to the most dangerous, and from the helpful to the essential. And make sure you stay to the end, because the number 1 supplement on our must-take list has been shown in clinical trials to improve strength and mobility by more than 40% in just 8 weeks. That one change alone could help reverse years of muscle loss and bring back a sense of control in your body. Everything we're sharing is backed by real science. You can find all the research linked right in the description below. This isn't based on opinions or internet rumors. These are peer-reviewed facts that could change your health, and maybe even your independence. Before we dive in, take a moment and drop a comment below. What supplements are you taking right now? And have you noticed any difference, good or bad? We're reading every comment because your story matters. And you never know, what you share might help someone else watching this right now. Alright, let's get into it. The 4 worst supplements for people over 60. Supplement number 4, casein protein powder. If you're over 60 and taking casein protein, especially before bed, thinking it's helping your muscles, you might actually be doing more harm than good. Casein is a slow-digesting protein that comes from milk. It's often marketed as the ideal nighttime protein because it digests over several hours. But here's the problem: older adults digest protein differently than younger people. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at breaking down and using protein, especially the kind that takes hours to digest. When your muscles need amino acids quickly, like after a walk, exercise, or even just to recover overnight, casein can lag behind. That delay can mean missed opportunities for muscle repair. And that's a big deal, because once you're past 60, you can lose about 1% of your muscle mass every single year unless you actively fight it. But it's not just about digestion speed. Many casein protein powders are packed with artificial thickeners, gums, and fillers, things that can slow digestion even more and irritate your gut. If you already have a sensitive stomach, this can lead to bloating, gas, constipation, or even low-grade inflammation in the intestines. In fact, a 2019 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that seniors had significantly lower tolerance to casein-based protein than to whey or plant-based options. About 37% reported digestive issues after just 1 scoop a day for 2 weeks. And here's another issue: casein is a dairy protein, and as we age, our levels of lactase, the enzyme that breaks down dairy, drop off. That means many older adults become slightly intolerant to dairy without realizing it. This can cause inflammation, drain your energy, and make it harder for your body to absorb nutrients. So if you've been waking up bloated, stiff, or tired despite taking your nighttime protein shake, casein might be the culprit. It's not that protein is bad, far from it. But the wrong type of protein at the wrong time can actually slow down your progress. Seniors need faster, cleaner, and more absorbable protein sources to match their slower metabolism and higher recovery needs. And unfortunately, casein just doesn't fit that bill for most people over 60. Supplement number 3, creatine monohydrate. Now let's talk about a supplement that's been hyped for years, creatine monohydrate. If you've ever watched athletes or bodybuilders online, you've probably heard them rave about creatine. And recently, more and more older adults have started using it, hoping to regain strength and energy. But here's the truth, creatine monohydrate can backfire, especially after 60. Why? Because creatine pulls water into your muscles. That's part of how it works. But in older adults, that extra water retention can cause bloating, joint stiffness, or even high blood pressure. And let's be real, hydration is already a challenge for many seniors. That added fluid burden can strain the kidneys, especially if you're not drinking enough water consistently. A 2022 study in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging looked at older adults who took creatine without doing regular strength training. The results? No increase in muscle mass, but they did see more fatigue and higher creatinine levels, a marker of kidney stress. Another concern is the bloating phase that's common with creatine. That's when people take large doses for about a week to saturate their muscles. But that can cause sudden water weight gain, up to 4 pounds in some cases. If you're already managing heart issues, blood pressure, or swelling, this sudden shift can be dangerous. And don't forget, creatine is broken down by the liver and eliminated through the kidneys. So if you have any kidney issues, even minor ones, this supplement might not be worth the risk. Here's the thing, yes, our natural creatine stores do decline with age. But that doesn't mean dumping a pile of creatine monohydrate into your system is the right fix. That's like trying to fix a dripping faucet by turning on a fire hose. There are refined, targeted forms of creatine that might be helpful. But monohydrate, the cheapest and most common one, is also the harshest. And many commercial brands include artificial dyes, fake flavors, and questionable stabilizers that your body just doesn't handle well after 60. If you've noticed bloating, swelling, brain fog, or fatigue after taking creatine, it might be time to pause and rethink. Creatine isn't a magic bullet. It's a tool. And if you're not using it the right way, especially as you age, it could do more harm than good. Once you hit 60, your digestion starts to shift. Your stomach acid lowers, your enzyme production slows down, and that means your body has a harder time breaking things down and absorbing nutrients. So when it comes to collagen, you need a version that's already broken down into bioavailable peptides, the kind your body can actually use. But here's the problem, most of the cheap collagen supplements out there, they're still made with full-sized collagen molecules. They're just too big. Your body can't absorb them properly, they just pass through your system and offer zero benefit. In fact, a 2020 study published in Nutrients tested a bunch of popular collagen brands. Only 27% had the right peptide profile to be absorbed. And it gets worse, many products marketed to seniors were full of artificial sweeteners, dyes, and even heavy metals like lead and cadmium, especially the ones imported without proper regulation. That's toxic junk we definitely don't need in our bodies. But the real danger? If your collagen comes from cheap bovine or pork sources and hasn't been properly hydrolyzed, your immune system may treat it like a threat. That could lead to chronic inflammation, joint pain, bloating, and even more discomfort, the very symptoms you're probably trying to fix. And here's a common mistake a lot of folks make, they take collagen alone. But collagen can't do its job without cofactors like vitamin C, copper, and specific amino acids like glycine and proline. Without those helpers, your body can't rebuild anything, it just flushes the collagen out. So if your product doesn't include these co-nutrients, or you're not getting them from your diet, you're basically throwing money away. Bottom line, if your collagen powder is cheap, unflavored, or doesn't say hydrolyzed peptides or list supportive nutrients right on the label, it's not helping. It's just adding clutter to your system. Seniors need clean, clinically studied, fully digestible collagen with co-nutrients, otherwise, it's just flavored dust. And your joints, bones, and mobility won't feel a thing. Supplement number 1, BCAA, branched chain amino acids. If you're still taking BCAA supplements, especially if you're over 60, this might be a wake-up call. These powders were big in the gym world for years, promoted as the magic formula for muscle growth. But for seniors? They don't work, and they may even do more harm than good. BCAAs are made up of 3 amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, and valine. But your muscles need all 9 essential amino acids to grow and repair, not just 3. Taking BCAAs alone throws your system out of balance. You're basically flooding your body with partial ingredients, and that can actually suppress muscle protein synthesis, especially in aging muscle. A 2022 meta-analysis published in Clinical Nutrition looked at over 1,500 older adults taking BCAAs. The results? No consistent benefit. In fact, many experienced more fatigue, lower appetite, and even a rise in ammonia levels in the blood, something your kidneys now have to deal with. And that's the danger. BCAAs bypass your liver and head straight to your muscles. If your muscles don't need them at that moment, they pile up and become metabolic waste. And as you age, your kidney filtration slows, meaning your body can't clear that waste as easily. Toxic buildup becomes a real concern. Even more frustrating, BCAAs don't stimulate insulin like complete proteins do. So if you already deal with blood sugar swings, BCAAs can make things worse, causing energy crashes, dizziness, or brain fog. They also reduce your hunger signals. That means you might eat less real food, the kind with complete proteins, without even realizing it. And of course, like many trendy supplements, most BCAA powders are loaded with artificial sweeteners, synthetic flavors, and cheap chemical fillers. These can mess with your gut, spike blood sugar, and drain your energy. So if you've been taking BCAAs and wondering why your muscles aren't growing, or why you're more tired or foggy, it could be the supplement itself. Your body deserves complete, clean protein, not isolated powders that confuse your system. For seniors, BCAAs are outdated, overrated, and potentially harmful. The 4 best supplements after 60, starting with number 4. Now that we've covered the worst offenders, let's talk about what actually works, starting with number 4, clean, plant-based protein. Supplement number 4, clean plant-based protein, P+ rice blend. Once you hit 60, protein isn't optional, it's essential. But not all proteins are created equal. Clean plant-based protein blends, especially P+ rice, are now proving to be one of the best options for seniors. Why? First, they provide a complete amino acid profile, something most plant proteins lack. And unlike dairy-based proteins like whey or casein, pea and rice proteins are far easier to digest. That means no bloating, no gut issues, no inflammation, just clean, steady muscle support. A 2021 study in Nutrients showed that seniors who took a pea rice protein blend increased muscle protein synthesis by 25% in just 8 weeks. That's real, measurable improvement, and it happened without fancy diets or extreme workouts. This type of protein is naturally hypoallergenic and free from lactose and gluten, so it's a safe bet for seniors with sensitive digestion. But here's the catch, you have to pick the right kind. Look for a product that's organic, non-GMO, and free from gums, artificial sweeteners, and thickeners. Cheap brands often sneak in synthetic ingredients that defeat the whole purpose of going clean. Some of the better senior-focused protein powders even include digestive enzymes like papain or bromelain to help your body absorb more. Those are worth it. For best results, take it in the morning or after light resistance exercise. That's when your muscles are most ready to absorb nutrients and repair. If you've been feeling weaker, noticing flabby arms or sagging muscles, especially in your legs, a clean plant-based protein could be your missing piece. It's not magic, but it works when taken consistently. Start with a small serving, blend it with unsweetened almond milk, and see how your energy and strength respond over time. Supplement number 3, micronized, low-dose creatine, senior safe. Forget everything you thought you knew about creatine. Yes, the high-dose, muscle-head version isn't right for seniors. But the micronized, low-dose form? That's a different story, and it might just be the most underrated tool for fighting age-related muscle loss. The problem with traditional creatine is the loading phase, the bloating, and the stress it puts on your kidneys. But micronized creatine is broken into smaller particles, so it absorbs faster, causes less digestive trouble, and doesn't bring the swelling or water retention that scares many older adults. In fact, a major clinical trial published in the Journals of Gerontology showed that seniors over 60 who took just 3 grams per day, along with light resistance training, saw a 42% increase in leg power and a 33% boost in upper body strength in just 12 weeks. That's not hype. That's science. The key is to skip the loading phase, take 2 to 3 grams daily, and pair it with a meal that includes carbs, like a piece of fruit or a bowl of oats. That helps your muscles absorb it better. Also, drink plenty of water to stay hydrated. And avoid taking it too late in the evening. It can give some people a little energy kick that might interfere with sleep. Did you know that as we age, it's not just time that weakens our muscles or makes stairs harder to climb? The real reason might be what your body isn't getting, especially after 60. Number 3, pure, unflavored creatine. This isn't your average gym powder. Seniors should steer clear of creatine blends with artificial colors, chemical sweeteners, or additives. These can upset your digestion and even cause muscle cramping. Instead, look for micronized pharmaceutical-grade creatine, tested for purity and free from contaminants. When used properly, it helps restore real, functional strength, especially in your legs and joints, without the water retention or kidney concerns that many older adults fear. Number 2, vegan collagen builders. You've heard collagen is essential for your joints, skin, and muscles. But most collagen comes from animal bones and hides, hard to digest, often contaminated, and missing the nutrients your body needs to actually use it. Vegan collagen builders don't contain collagen. Instead, they give your body the exact tools to make its own. Things like vitamin C, plant-based glycine and proline, bamboo silica, and antioxidants like camu or amla. One study found that seniors taking these collagen-building nutrients daily had 25% better skin elasticity and 30% less joint stiffness in just 90 days. And the best part? They don't rely on stomach acid, making them perfect for aging digestion. And finally, the most underrated supplement, essential amino acids, EAAs. Unlike BCAAs, which only provide 3 amino acids, EAAs deliver all 9 that your body can't make on its own, the true building blocks of muscle, bones, skin, and even your immune system. After 60, your body's ability to absorb these from food drops sharply. But just 10 weeks of daily EAAs helped seniors increase muscle protein synthesis by 34%, even without intense workouts. That means better strength, balance, and walking speed, and fewer falls or hospital stays. Look for EAAs made from non-GMO fermented plants like sunflower or corn, naturally flavored with stevia or monk fruit. No allergens. No blood sugar spikes. Just pure support, even for those with diabetes. And here's the most important part. You don't have to take everything at once. Just starting with one, like EAAs or vegan collagen, could help you feel stronger, steadier, and more energized in a matter of weeks. This isn't hype. It's how real seniors are standing taller, walking further, and feeling better, because they made one simple change. And it's never too late. Whether you're 60 or 85, your body still responds, you just need to give it the right tools. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button so someone else can see it. Subscribe, because our next video reveals a daily habit that's quietly draining your strength. Stay strong. Stay sharp. And remember, you're not just getting older. You're getting wiser.